All right, everybody. Welcome to a brand new episode of For the City. I am your co-host, Francisco.
And I am the one and only Chef Boy Ortiz.
So, season's almost thankfully over for my New York Giants. There's still some hope that gleams in the eyes of the Cleveland Browns, even after a close but disastrous loss to the Green Bay Packers, which I called. I called that game, but I also said that you guys had a chance to still close out the season as the AFC North champions because a lot of teams lost like I thought they would. But my Giants got annihilated like I told you they would by the Eagles. Yeah. Nothing's changed. They meager 10 points, still haven't scored a touchdown since week 7. It's a receiver has still not scored a touchdown since week 7, my man. Wow. Since week 7. So before we jump on it, before we jump into both games and a reaction to both games, how you feeling right now about this, man? Like, what? How do you feel the last 2 games of the season? Like, what are you nervous? Do you think there's still hope?
I like how you said it, like the gleam in the eye. Like we still have like just that glimmer of hope that, you know what I'm saying, we can pull it out. But unfortunately, like you, man, I'm a tortured Browns fan. I'm usually an optimist, you know what I'm saying? Last year, it changed my attitude, and I was like, you know what? It's a different regime. You know, it's a different. You know, this is a different team, different feel, and I have faith. This year it's just been backwards. Now I've just been regressing back to my tortured, pessimistic Browns fan. So honestly, man, I'm not too comfortable. I'm not too happy. I mean, I'm glad we still have a chance, but my heart's been broken too many times, man. I can't invest in them, man. I think we'll be, we'll go into it, but I think we're pretty good this week. But I just something's gonna happen, man. The way we go out, the way we're gonna miss the playoffs is gonna be in one of those fantastical ways that the Browns always find a way to lose. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I'm not too confident right now.
So let's kick that off. Cleveland, Green Bay. That game, that was not Baker's shiniest moment. Through 4 picks in the game, you guys lost. I believe it was 22-24. Correct?
Yep.
But you kept it close, which the defense did. You know, defense kept it as close as they can, but your quarterback's throwing 4 picks doesn't help. But you still had opportunity to win. You had 50 seconds left in the game. You guys were at the 50-yard line, and your coach decided to just start throwing the ball instead of running when you have 2 of the best combo backs in the league. So explain that to me. Break that down to me. What do you think was going through the mind of Stefanski in that game?
Well, I mean, I have two opinions, two different opinions. One opinion that may or may not be kind of just my feel is that I think Kevin doesn't want Baker there. I don't think he wants Baker there anymore. I think he's trying to basically give him enough rope to hang himself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think he's just, you know what, Baker, go ahead. You go out there and win us the game. Because logically, yeah, I know. You said it, man. Kevin is pretty much, to me, sabotaging our season and sabotaging that game. I know, people say coaches don't want to lose and stuff like that, but I honestly believe he got saddled with Baker. He don't want to be with Baker, and he's putting him in positions to fail, really. You got a quarterback that's already thrown 3 picks, almost threw a pick that same series, getting to the point where they were at. Right before that, he threw a ball that could have been picked, and then they got the first down. And you still finally think that you need to throw the ball 3 straight times with 50 seconds left on the clock and 3 timeouts. It don't make sense, man. You have Nick Chubb on the bench, on the sideline, your number 1 offensive weapon. Dude rushed for 126 yards on 17 carries. Green Bay had no answer. You had DJ, Johnson right there too. You could have ran the ball with him, and you decide to go to the route of, let's let Baker try to gunsling us to a victory when all we needed was a field goal. We needed 2 points, 3 points, and we would have won the game. And so I honestly just believe that this dude really just has decided that he's going to sabotage Baker because it doesn't look any other way. I can't see it any other way. The only other logical reason is he didn't have faith in his kicker. A lot of people were saying, we had this backup kicker in there, and he already missed an extra point, so they didn't want to rely on the field goal. They wanted to score, and it's like, yeah, I get that, but really, are you really thinking that you're going to go 50 yards with 50 seconds with Baker? Like, come on, man. I don't see that at all. So it's frustrating, man. It's really frustrating. So, but it was crazy because we should have got routed, man. We threw 4 picks in a game against Green Bay, and these dudes only put up 24 points. I mean, kudos to our defense. They stepped up. Miles was quiet again. I'm not the biggest Miles fan. I know what he's done statistically and everything like that, but one stat a game, man, don't do nothing for me. One, you know what I'm saying? One pressure, one sack like that. You got to be the number one defensive player in the league like you want to be, and he ain't proving it to me, man. So it was heartbreaking, man. It was really, really, it ruined my Christmas. Nah, I had a good Christmas. You know, how was your Christmas, man? You had a good Christmas?
Yeah. Christmas is good, man. We cooked, just chilled and kids got to open some presents.
Yeah.
But as far as football goes, man, it was a tough game. But at the end of the day, man, you can't put that on the D. D did everything they could in that game. I know Myles Garrett wasn't. I think Myles Garrett, in all reality, has checked out a little bit. Because he sees, I don't think he doesn't see the rest of the offense pushing too hard. So he figures, maybe he took a couple plays off in that game. But that game was a winnable game for you guys. It was a winnable game for you guys. Even after the 4 interceptions by Baker, you guys and your running game had accumulation of over 200-something yards on the ground. Yeah. And you guys still lost, but you still were still in the game and still had a chance to win it in the end. And then for some reason, it just boop, 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 went over your heads. And a lot of that was Stefanski. And I told you this before, and I've said it several times on our podcast, that guess what? Stefanski don't want Baker. Stefanski's not doing everything to put Baker in a position to win. Some of those you can't forgive some of those throws Baker's made, because some of those throws he shouldn't have made. And he knows he shouldn't have made it. But what choice did he have? What choice did he have?
Listen to me, man. I'm not defending Baker. I'm not like, he's a quarterback, and he's a you know what I'm saying, he's an aggressive dude. Like, he's a confident, he's slightly cocky, probably more cocky than confident, and he doesn't feel like he can be, maybe we all know he's injured, we know he's hurt, we know he's injured, he's not playing well, but you're not going to put this dude on the field and expect him to just go, I'm going to play it safe. That's not the way Baker is. And if I'm a head coach, and I've talked to other people that I know in my family and stuff that are head coaches, you got to know these things. Baker's tendencies. He's not going to try to check it down. He's not going to throw the safe throw. He's going to try to gunsling it, get it, put it in spots. And now, mind you, I can blame the refs all day. I can go on, that last pick was clearly holding. I mean, the whole world saw it. And I mean, there was another one earlier in the game, the first pick, where it would look like it was, pass interference down the field. So yes, I'm sure Baker saw that and thought maybe he'd get the flag.
He ain't getting that in Lambeau. He ain't getting that in Lambeau. Come on. Come on.
Not at all.
You're not getting those calls in Lambeau Field, man. If he was
Right.
at home, maybe. If he was at home, but he ain't getting that in Lambeau.
The Browns don't get calls. The Browns don't get called. And like I said, I'm not excusing Baker's play, but I'm also realistic. I'm looking at the entire body of work from week 2. He's been hurt. He hasn't played well. They didn't shut him down. And yes, you have to live with the results. I'm not excusing that. But what I'm saying is, the coach is the captain. He's the one running the show. You know what I'm saying? And like I told you, like before, the analogy, if you got somebody that can't drive a car, you give a kid the keys to a car and he's going to crash into a wall, and you give it to him anyways, guess what? You're responsible. You liable. So that's what I see happening. I think he's just like, here you go. Here's the keys to the car. Go ahead and run it into a brick wall, and I'm just going to live with the results and say, hey, I need a new quarterback. That's what Stefanski's doing. He's going to be like, hey, I'm a good coach, but if we get a new quarterback, we'll do well. But that hasn't been his track record. We've talked about this earlier. He hasn't had a good track record with quarterbacks. So, yeah. So,
I mean, it was a tough loss, but you guys are still in it because the Steelers got rocked. Baltimore got rocked, and then Cincinnati lost as well. So, it's going to be interesting next couple of games. But before we get into that, let's shift gears. Let's talk about my team. My home team, my squad, the New York Football Giants, that for some reason are still the most consistent team in the league, consistently putting up 10 points per game. That is their moniker for the year. They might as well, the Eli's number. I guess they just love Eli so much that they decided the whole season just to score 10 goddamn points every game. I don't know how Gano hasn't been in the mention for Offensive Player of the Year, because the guys accumulated more points than anybody on the Giants roster. Like I said, it's season's done, man. It's a wrap. It was lackluster, like always. They have no offense. Their running game is lacking still. Their defense just, they're resting guys now. It's not even, to me, it's not even worth the effort anymore. Just take the last 2 L's of the season, because you're going to take the last 2 L's of the season, to get your high draft picks and rebuild this team. Daniel Jones is done for the season. Saquon needs to get shut down for the rest of the season. Like I told you last week, just bring the secondary guys in, see what they have for the next 2 games. Don't get anybody else hurt. You know what I mean? Don't get anybody else hurt. And just it's just frustrating, man. But I still wear my colors because I still love my team. But it's done, man. The season's done. Judge got to go. Judge got to go. The GM got to go. Everybody got to go on. Look, I'm to the point now where DJ got to go too, because the man's a walking injury. Ingram, walking injury. You understand where I'm coming from? It's not getting better. It's not getting better. You need to bring in. You need it, just as long as it's not going to cost you 2 first-round picks for a 34-year-old quarterback from Seattle, which I think we don't need, and we don't need Garoppolo either, because everybody's talking about him. He's another walking injury. It's just we got to figure out a way to patchwork the last 2 games of the season, see what we have, and move forward at the end of the day. So they got blown out. I told you we're going to get blown out.
No, I didn't have much faith in this game. I you know what I'm saying? Like, coming into it, these dudes were, it was outmatched from the jump. You know what I'm saying? So I Philly's still in the playoff hunt. They played them tight the first time. Yeah, man, like you said, my nickname for the Giants is the halftime heroes. You know what I'm saying? They play like some heroes up until halftime, and then after that, they don't make adjustments. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's the coaching. I don't know if it's just the players not, the will, whatever. They get out talented in the second half. But the reality is, like you said, like 3-3 going into the half, man. And last week again, was it Dallas or the week before? No, yeah. So again, they were right there with them at halftime. Mm-hmm. So every week it's been pretty much to the script, to a T. It's been play tight, play aggressive, play hard. They come out, they keep it, they can't score for nothing. Their offense is super stagnant. What did Saquon have? 15 carries, 32 yards, 1 catch, -4 yards. This is your franchise running back. You know what I'm saying? I mind you, coming off the ACL, we all said we don't think that he's healthy. So it probably is a good thing to shut him down. If they're going to continue to play him, get him involved in the offense, man. I mean, 15 carries, 32 yards, 1 catch. I mean, that's not going to do. Dude is a beast out the backfield catching the ball, man. Screens and stuff, and those short passes to him, he can catch, and they're not using them. So that right there. And then, like I said, Philly just out-talented them at the end. They threw a couple trick plays in there and did some stuff, but yeah, man, it's not looking good. I mean, it didn't look good. We kind of know where it's at. They've lost their last 4 games in a row. Probably going to go out, like you said, on a 6-game losing streak. Probably close for number 1 pick. They're going to be in the top 1-2 picks, so Seattle's just as bad though. So we'll see. Between Seattle, Jacksonville, and New York, they're battling for the Battle of the Bums record. So we'll see who ends with the number.
I tell you what though, usually, and this is factual, and you're around football a lot, and a lot of people will attest to the same thing. Normally it takes you a full year after you tear your ACL to come back fully healthy and ready to go. So this season was never going to be about Saquon putting up 1,000 yards. It wasn't going to happen. This season was about him getting back healthy and trying to get back into football shape and football mode. Next year, I think he'll be back on track to do what he was doing, putting up 100-yard games. But this year wasn't about that for me. So this year was just trying to get him back into the groove of things to get his confidence back up. And there's been flashes here and there of that, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it's just time to check out. It's checked out time. Just take your L's and move on. The Giants, like you said, the Giants are the best and they are. The Giants are one of the best first half teams defensive wise in the league. Period. Yeah. Second half, they gave up more points than anybody else in the entire league, the entire NFL.
Yeah, I think like I said, it was a bad marriage at the beginning, man. Coming in with Garrett and Judge's mentality, his mindset as a coach. I think he was a little bit more aggressive. Garrett was a more conservative kind of play caller. So I don't know what the thought process was bringing him in at the beginning as the offensive coordinator. Obviously, that didn't work out. Right now, Gettleman's on the hot seat. He's probably going to be out. So, yeah, it was just too much turmoil, too much going on. Like I said, the team had some talent. They got some talent in spots. You know what I'm saying? You know what you got going next year as far as like defensively. You got talent. A couple more pieces here and there. You might be an elite defense. and you're not in a strong division. I mean, Philly's okay. Washington's been, wishy-washy, and Dallas is always,
Dallas.
9 and 8,
Dallas is
8 and
always
8,
Dallas.
10
Yeah.
and 10 and 7, 10 and 6. They're gonna be middle of the road and do what they do. But yeah, man. So again, we both kind of figured it was gonna be a blowout. I didn't see anything positive coming out of that game. Really, nothing really to speak of. So, like you said, now it's time to start planning and thinking about the draft.
So let's switch gears. Let's talk about games coming up next week. So I will get mine out the way. Giants versus Chicago. This game, it'll be tight for a while. I think, like always, the Giants will come out. They'll be strong first half. They'll make some plays, but at the end, I think second half of the game, they're gonna do what they always do, which is falter. They're gonna tire out. Defense is not gonna be. And Chicago, I don't think Chicago's gonna blow them out by 40, but I think Chicago's gonna put up just enough points to beat them. And I can tell you what my score is gonna be. It's gonna be 21-10 because the Giants can't put up more than 10 points in the game. This has just been proven all season long. Like I said, they haven't thrown a touchdown to a wide receiver since week 7. Week 7. Okay. So to me, it's going to be 21-10. The Giants are going to lose again. I don't see any clear-cut way to make anything that's going to remotely say the Giants have a chance to win this game, because I honestly don't think they will.
No keys to victory.
None.
The key is leave the game injury-free. Like, nobody
exactly.
Get hurt.
Seriously.
That's what the coach going to say in the locker room. All right, guys, let's go out there. Don't get hurt. Have a nice tough game, and nobody get injured. Yeah, man. I mean, I'm kind of on the same boat as you. Bears are coming off a big win against Seattle. They got the Magic Man, Nick Foles, in there doing this thing again. I mean, it's crazy. This dude, Nick Foles, just don't go away, man. He took the Eagles to the Super Bowl. Now he over here, playing for Chicago, getting wins for them. So that right there, I think, is going to be the biggest thing. If Fields was the quarterback, I'd say it'd be a closer game, just because I think, Giants defense could get to him a little bit better. But Foles is a veteran. A dude has that magic. I see it being a little bit bigger stretch. I say about 24-10. Stay consistent with that 10, you know what I'm saying? So if there were keys of victory, I mean, the thing about the Bears, their front four are monsters, man. They got a really good defensive line. Their linebackers are good. You got to get rid of the ball quick, and that goes back to my main point, man. Throw to Saquon. Everything needs to be quick dump off passes, screen passes to Saquon. If you can get him mixed into the passing game against their front four just to keep them off balance, you might have a chance to sneak some scores in them, catch them off guard. That's probably my only key.
But I don't think they will, though. The reason I don't think they will, because they don't want to get him hurt in the open field.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
I mean, everybody's playing. I mean, it's the pros, man. They play for contracts, and like you said, what we think and how we think. You know what I'm saying? As far as like not being GMs, we're thinking of it as a GM way. Like, okay, I don't want my players to be hurt and everything, but players, they're professionals. You got some on the team that probably have checked out. I've heard other NFL players talk about when they're on those losing teams, all they thinking about is a vacation. They ready to get out to these last 2 games. You know what I'm saying? They ain't even thinking about the season anymore when they know they're not going nowhere. So that's probably the case you got. But yeah, it's not going to be pretty. It's probably going to be a sloppy game, and
it'll be a sloppy game. I think it'll be a sloppy game first half. Like I said, Giants defense is always going to show up first half. And then after that, when they see the stores start piling up and the offense can't keep up, they're just going to check out. Why are they going to waste the rest of their body for the rest of the season? They'll show up first half because if they see they're still in this game, but then the second half, when those touchdowns start piling up and they're not responding and the Giants are not coming back scoring and only kicking field goals, of course the defense is going to check out. You can't blame the guys. Are not going to work hard, man. Seriously, a lot of these guys are locked into long-term deals anyway. You have a few guys that are playing for contracts, but at the most point, it's time to just rest these guys up. See what you have, man. See what you have these last 2 games, man. You're gonna lose. You're gonna lose against Chicago, and then you're definitely gonna lose against Washington. But that we'll talk about that next week. But as far as Cleveland, big Monday Night Football game coming up for you guys. Huge. The magnitude of this game is beyond crazy. Okay, I called this last week when we talked, and I told you that if they were going to lose to Green Bay, but they're going to win out and they're going to beat Pittsburgh and they're going to beat the Bengals. But a lot of things, other things had to happen. A lot of things did happen. All three teams in the all four teams lost last Sunday, so it worked out in the Browns' favor.
Yeah, Bengals beat the Baltimore. So
Bengals beat Baltimore. Yes, they did. But the Baltimore was the one I wanted you guys.
Yeah.
I wanted them to lose.
Yeah,
we need that loss. So this week it's a huge game. Now, Pittsburgh doesn't look good. Neither do the Browns, though. Let's not act like the Brownies are, playing their best football. You can't let Big Ben beat you this time like he did last time, man. You can't do it. It can't happen. You lose this game, it's a wrap. Your only way to stay into this race is if Baker doesn't make the same mistakes, because Pittsburgh's defense is strong. It's not like they have a scrub defense. Their defense is one of the best in the league. Their offense is trash. They can't score. Ben can't throw like he used to. He can't run like he used to. But he's a savvy veteran, like the last game. He's a savvy veteran that if you give him enough room, he has enough opening. He's going to kill you. He's going to hit you with those touchdowns. My key to victories for this game is you need to stop Ben as much, keep him immobilized. You know what I mean? Is him being 38, he's still got some legs on him. He can run. Mm-hmm. He's a big boy, so he can hit people. He's a big boy.
300-pound body.
Yeah. He's a big boy. He can hit people, but if you immobilize him as much as you can, keep him from getting those open plays, because all he needs is a couple to get you. Just a couple of those open plays to get you downfield. If you can immobilize him, run the ball heavy. This is a AFC North division game, grind it out type of game. Run the goddamn ball this game. Run it. Baker don't need to throw it 50 goddamn times. Just run the ball. Let your running backs do their job. And then Baker should have enough open field to throw the ball down to get good chunks of yardage for you guys to score. So I see this game being a really close game. Really close game. I see it. The score is going to be 24-21. 24-21. So that means your kicker actually has to make a field goal to win this game.
Yeah. That's a big ask, man. That's a big ask. We actually just signed another guy, some dude, and it's funny. It's like a big joke now in Cleveland. Like his name is pronounced Blewett. Like you got a kicker whose name is he blew it. Like not like blue. His last name is Blewett. So that's pretty hilarious, man. Only in Cleveland we get some stuff like that. But no, man, I agree with you, man. This is it. This is the season, man. We lose this game, there's 0% chance we're going to the playoffs. I don't care what the scenarios may play out. We're not going anywhere. Got to beat Pittsburgh. Storylines like crazy, man. It's the revenge thing, man. We went to their house, beat them at the end of the season, beat them in the playoffs, sent them home crying, and don't believe for 1 minute they ain't thinking about that. And I know they want that revenge. I know Ben doesn't want to go out losing to the Browns and in his season again against them. So that's a big thing. And Tomlin, as much as I hate Mike Tomlin, I can't stand Mike Tomlin. It's like Belichick, Tomlin, like 1-2, Carroll. But dude he's a good coach, man. He finds ways to put his team in position to win. They always have winning seasons, and he throws in the right trick plays when he needs to. He just he's a good coach. I got to give him props for that. But yeah, man, I think my keys to this game really boil down to kind of what you were saying. I mean, run the ball, obviously. I'm so sick of saying it. It's plain as day. It's like the simplest thing in the world. You have Nick Chubb. Hopefully Kareem Hunt's available for the game. I know he's activated. Hopefully he plays. I know he wants to play. Just run the ball. I know it's going to be tough. It's hard to say that against Pittsburgh because they do have a good run defense. But you still got to get creative with it. You gotta run the ball. It can be done. You know what I'm saying? It's not like it can't be done. It can be done. And then the biggest thing is TJ Watt. TJ Watt's an animal. You want to talk about Myles Garrett? TJ Watt makes all the difference in the world to that Pittsburgh defense. He puts pressure on the quarterback. He does things that no other defensive end does. That's why he, was always in the running for Defensive Player of the Year. We have to neutralize TJ Watt. We got to double team him, chip him. Somebody's got to be putting hands on TJ Watt all the time. And that comes down to coaching, man. Stefanski has to think. Quick passes, run the ball. Don't do any extended, long 5-step, 7-step drops. It's not going to happen. He's going to get strip sacked. He's going to get fumbled. He's going to get hurt. Just don't put it on Baker to win the game. And don't put him in a position to lose the game. I'm not saying don't put it on to win the game. Baker can do that. It's just that not this year. It's not his year. Right now, you need to win this game, and the way to win the game is to play good defense and run the ball. And I think the defense can do that. I'm not worried about the offense. Again, like I said last time against Pittsburgh, they didn't do nothing on offense. They can, Ben is the king of extending plays, like you said. He'll do some things in the back. He don't even really need to run. He just scrambles and heaves the ball up, and somebody brings it down. You know what I'm saying? So we just gotta play tight, play hard defense, run the ball, don't make any stupid mistakes, and don't let TJ Watt beat us. Don't let him be the reason, the Pittsburgh crowd. You gotta stick it to him early. Get the crowd out of it early. Get a couple sacks on Ben, get a defensive touchdown, score early, and then get him out early so that we ain't got to worry about the momentum going against us.
So my dark horses, though, my dark horse for this game is Kansas City beating Cincinnati. And then in Baltimore losing. So in conjunction, you need 3 of the 4 teams to lose this coming week. And then the last week is just toss up, man. It's a toss up. But if Cincinnati loses, it's going to put in the Browns win. It's going to put them in the driver's seat to win the division. So it's just, that's my dark horse is Cincinnati actually getting the doors blown off by Kansas City in that game.
You called it, man. I can't. Hey, man. Like I said, I will defer to you when it comes to picking games because I haven't been picking them pretty well at all. But part of it is that homerism. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I got my dog jumping in the show. But yeah, man. Like you were right, man. They still have a chance, and I think this week is the one that this is it, man. This is the season, and basically we gotta do what we got. Man, we gotta throw the kitchen sink at them, man. Throw the kitchen sink at them. Dog is tripping, man. He ready to go.
But yeah, man. But it's gonna be interesting, man. This Sunday's football. It's very interesting for a lot of teams. Miami's still in it right now. They have a chance to get into the playoffs, which is crazy to me. They're the first team they said in the NFL history to lose 7 games, have a 7-game losing streak, and then followed by a 7-game winning streak. That is insane, bro. So there's a lot of scenarios, a lot of things that have to happen for teams to get in or teams to get eliminated. My team is already eliminated, so I don't have to worry about that. The fun part is I get to see who else gets to get eliminated.
That is the fun part.
That's the fun part, watching people get picked off and going home and being disappointed. So parting shots for me. This has been a wacky season, man, all the way around. I've enjoyed it. A lot of surprises. Like I said, everybody thought that Detroit was going to go 0-17 this year. They did not. They had some victories in there. One of the best ones is when they actually tied with Pittsburgh, because that's leaving the door open for you guys to actually win the division, which is great. It's actually working in your guys' favor. But this is the season of parity. We just need to enjoy it and just go from that point moving forward and, see what it brings playoff time. Hopefully we can run some podcasts too for the playoffs to, preview some of the playoff, even if our teams are not in it, just to have some fun with it. So what are your parting shots?
No, man, it's been fun, man. I guess I should bring up John Madden. John
Madden. Yeah. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, John. I mean, dude was an icon. He changed the world of football for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Everybody knows that name, and you know what I'm saying. I honestly, I ain't gonna lie, man. I thought he was dead already. I didn't know the dude was still alive. So I was more shocked to find out he was alive. So that made it even worse. It's like he died twice for me, because I was like, I thought it happened a while ago. And I'm like,
well, because he left the public eye for a while, so he hasn't been in the public eye. I think Frank Caliendo does his impression a lot of him. So he's probably going to do some tribute for John later on because that was one of his favorite.
And we're on Monday night, so we're going to see something.
Yeah, you're going to see something. Yeah, there's going to be something for John Gruden. He changed the game when they came out with Madden football, man. Everybody played it. And every year it just got better. The graphics got better. The storylines got better, man. It's just every year. It's one of the best games ever that ever came out when it comes to video games.
Then my parting shot, though, what I was going to touch on, and it's kind of like about Madden, not Madden itself, but as far as like the franchise quarterback thing, that's been getting thrown around a lot here in Cleveland, and I hear it all the time on the shows we watch, the pundits, everything. Everybody talks about teams needing these franchise quarterbacks, and I love it. And somebody had a quote, and I wish I remembered exactly how it went. But it was like, your quarterback isn't a franchise quarterback until he is. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody wants that franchise quarterback, but until he is that franchise, there is no franchise quarterback. I'm looking at all these quarterbacks that came out the draft, Jimmy Clausen, Sam Bradford, Blake Bortles, Blaine Gabbert, all these can't miss quarterbacks, you know what I'm saying, drafted high, and they're not even in the NFL right now. So there's so many teams, you know, all these people that are like, Baker's trash, we need a franchise, we need a franchise quarterback. Well, guess what, man? It's not that easy. It isn't that easy. And yes, he has been playing bad. He's been up and down, but the dude's gotten us to the playoffs in his first 4 years. He's got probably going to have the most wins for a quarterback in Cleveland if he stays. So, I mean, yes, it's everybody wants an Aaron Rodgers or Pat Mahomes or Tom Brady, but those dudes, there's a reason they go to the Hall of Fame and they're one in a million quarterbacks. It just doesn't happen that often. So for everybody that's looking for this franchise quarterback, let him become that. Let a quarterback become a franchise quarterback. You can reach in the draft all you want just because they look like they're a number one pick or a can't miss pick. I mean, Pat Mahomes wasn't even picked number one. I mean, how many people passed on Lamar Jackson? I mean, there's a lot of quarterbacks out there that, you know, it has more to do about, I think, where they land and the situation they're in than what their talent. They could be the most talented, like Andrew Luck. Andrew Luck was the most talented quarterback. Everybody said he's got more statistical, you know, he was going to be the greatest. And he went to Indianapolis. He had his immediate success. And then it kind of fell apart and injuries happen. There's things that you can't control in the NFL.
Yeah.
And so,
like protecting your quarterback.
Exactly. You can have the greatest quarterback in the world. If you have the worst offensive line in the world, hey, Daniel Jones could have been the next Tom Brady or Peyton Manning, but if he's getting up, putting on his ass every week and can't sit back there and throw it, he doesn't have talented receivers. I mean, it's always a circumstance, man. So people need to quit being so narrow-minded about, you know, it's not a video game. It's not Madden. It's not Madden.
I'm gonna give you some names. So I'm gonna give you Brett Favre, Kurt Warner, Tom Brady. Okay. What do these guys all have in common?
Oh, I know. I know.
No one drafted late, and no one thought that they were going to accomplish anything in the NFL, anything. And they all Super Bowl champions, every one of them. Mm-hmm. So people need to chill out. People don't realize for now the NFL works. The older the quarterback is now, he seems to play better than when he's younger. Let Baker mature, you know, give him he's doing what a lot of other quarterbacks didn't do when they came to Cleveland. He's being consistent. Now, look, one of my all-time favorite quarterback for the Giants is Eli Manning. You know this. Eli threw a lot of picks in his career, but he also has 2 Super Bowl wins in his career. Okay? He didn't make the playoffs a lot because his team didn't supply him with enough talent around him to make those playoffs. And then when he did, the years that he could have actually went, the one year he could have been back-to-back Super Bowl champions if Plaxico wouldn't have shot himself in his leg, okay? And then the other year that he had the most talent on that team at the wide receiver position, they decided to go have a boat night in Miami and get crushed by Green Bay during the playoff games because not one of the receivers could catch a ball and they kept dropping everything in that game. Right. So it's all about listen, people have to have patience, man. You have to have patience. Did he make mistakes? Yes. But was he going against Detroit? No, he was going against Green Bay, which is one of the best teams in the league. Right. People need to pump their brakes, man. Slow it down a little bit.
Yep, man. Like I said, what is a franchise quarterback, man? Like it could be. I mean, look at Joe Flacco, man. That dude, his name probably ain't gonna be talked about ever. In like 20 years from now, people gonna be like, Joe, who? And this dude won 2 Super Bowls with Baltimore. You know what I'm saying? Like people ain't gonna remember Joe Flacco, except in Baltimore, maybe. And so, you know, like I said, man, people need to relax and really need to understand, you know, this is not a video game. You do not just plug and play. You don't just say, oh, this guy's a 99 on the game or in real life in college. Guess what? I'm gonna draft him and now he's gonna be the best quarterback we ever saw. It just don't work that way, man. It don't.
All right, folks, we will see you next week. Hopefully we can talk victories. I doubt it, but I expect for my team at least. But we will see you guys next week. Thanks for tuning in.
All right.